till now this GoTo meeting is continuously loaded like anything. It is taking this much time. Yeah. Here this GoTo meet training link, sometimes it takes too much time for login. Yeah. Here we are in web UI. Here it is user interface. We can create user interactive page by following these all programmings. Here HTML 4 and 5, CSS 2 and 3, third one JavaScript, here JavaScript, fourth one jQuery, here fifth one Ajax, sixth one responsive design, then seventh one will be Bootstrap, here eighth one will be less and SAS programming, here ninth one is project. So generally we'll use these all topics in our course. Okay. Here we are going to see these all topics in our course from here under this web UI programming. UI here it is a user interface. We are creating user interactive page by using these all programmings. Okay. Here I'm discussing here 27 September 2022. Okay. Here UI, here it is a user interface. React.js not comes under this. These all topics I'll cover. To cover this content, I'll take 40-45 hours of sessions. Duration almost 2 months. Almost 2 months time will sit. 1 month 20 days, 1 month 15 days. Like that 40 to 45 hours of sessions I'll take to cover this content. Okay, here I'm going to cover these all topics in our course. Okay, HTML 4 and 5, CSS 2 and 3, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, these all topics I'll cover. Here HTML is mainly, so first what is web UI? Here UI, here it is a user interface. Here user interface. This user interface is regarding front-end programming. So we are discussing here front-end programming. Here when front-end programming. This course is regarding front-end programming only. Here front-end programming, how to create the front part of our application. If you open any browser or a app, mobile app or a tablet app or a desktop app or a browser application, if you open anything, it will show you that front page, home page of that application. You can see different web pages in the browser, home page, about page, contact page, login page, create account page. Like this, these all pages we can create it with our web UI programming. Here we are going to see all our UI programmings here. With that UI programmings, we are going to see how to create our application by user interface, user interactive page. How can we create user interactive page? That we'll learn it under this web UI programming. Here we are learning here web UI. Under that we have all these topics. Okay. Here UI, here it is a user interface. I can create user interactive page. Here we can create user interactive page by following these all programmings. So if I enter, yeah, you can be a front-end developer after completion of this. But if you know current market is looking for the front-end, who wants to be a front-end developer, they have to know along with these all topics, they have to know any one of the framework. If they know any one of the framework, Angular or React or Node.js, any framework, if they know, then it will be helpful to join as a front-end developer. If you want to be a front-end developer, you have to know all these topics. Along with that, we have to learn all those topics. Here we are learning here HTML 4 and 5, CSS 2 and 3, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, like that we'll discuss. Here whenever we enter any URL, suppose if I enter www.google.com, see, you can see that Google homepage. Google homepage you can see in the application. Google homepage you can see in the application. You can see that search bar. So once you click on that search bar, your data will be submitted to server page. Always our front end page data will be submitted to sorry, always our front end data will submit to the server page. So in this time, what happened in the server? So whenever we click on the submit button, our data is going to submit to the server. So what happened in the server? Here we are learning front end programming. Under that front end programming, everything we are looking for. That front end development will always go like this. Here search option. Once we click on that search button, our data will go to the server page. Okay, here we are redirecting to the server page. So whenever we redirect to server page, in that server page, what we do, will connect to database. If any database exists in the program, so it will connect to that database and it will get the data. So whatever the connected data we have, the data will be connected to server. Server will give you output for our program. So always server will give you output for our program. So that type of interaction you can observe in every front-end programming. In every front-end programming, you can observe that type of output. Okay. Here, whenever we click on the search button, our data will be submitted to server. So automatically we'll get that server data. We'll submit that data. We'll get that output. Here we are creating here search option. Sorry, that search option will be available in the front-end programming. Here, once we click on the submit button, our data is redirecting to server page. That server, what it will do, it will read that input. It will give you all the list of results. That results, all list of results. Here, if I am searching for mobiles here, that search will go to the server. In the server, it will connect to database. That in that database, with that mobile, how many links are available, how many websites are available, it will give you all list of results everywhere. Every time we'll get front end is our output, but in that front end page, whatever data is coming, that data will come from server pages. So whatever data is coming to the front end page, that data we can here, that data, whatever links, all list of links, Amazon, mobiles, Flipkart, like that, it will give you all list of links. These all links will show you from our front end programming. Data is coming from server connecting to database. So database data we are showing in the front end page. Database data we are showing in the front end page like this. This way we can create it. Here we are discussing here front end programming. Under that front end programming, we are learning all our outputs like this. Okay, here next we are writing here, this front end programming is connecting to server is connecting to database. This type of outputs you can observe here. Whenever we click on the search option, our data is going to the server page. Server is connecting to database. Database, it will back it input to server. Server will give you front end for us. This type of interactions you can observe in every front end programming. In every front end programming, you can observe this type of output. So this time, here we are clicking on the search option. Our data is going to the search. Okay, here this is my server page. Here this is one server page. Here these server pages are PHP page or a .NET page or a Java page or Python page, any server programming. Databases are here, any type of database. Here this is database here. These databases are MySQL database or SQL Server database. Here SQL Server database or Oracle database. Any one database we can use it for writing our programming. Here we are using here server programming. That Google front-end page is interacting with a server page. That server program, here this front-end page always interacting to the server is connecting to database. These all interactions you can see in every web page. In every web page you can see this type of interactions. So this time what happened here, whenever we click, whenever we search for something in the application, data will go to the search. Here under that search you will get some information. Here we are connecting to server, server connecting to database. Because of all these reasons, we can get that server data will print our output. Here, this type of interactions you can observe in every front-end programming. Here in every front-end programming, you can see this type of output. Here, next we are writing here. So every time server programming is connecting and server programming only giving output for us. So this time what happened here, whenever we click something, so we can search for something. Here I'm searching here from Google page. Google page is connecting to server, server connecting to database. So these all interactions you can observe in every front-end programming. In every front-end programming, you can see this type of results. Here, UI page. UI page will be the front-end for us. UI page only our front-end page. So always this UI page will connect to database. So this type of interaction you can observe in every mobile, web, tablet, in all devices. You can show you this type of output. Next, we can write it here to create this front-end programming. What all the topics are involving. You may get data from the server. You may not get the data from server. But always every data we have to show it in the front-end programming. That front-end programming, how can we create it? This particular front-end programming, how we can create our data, how we can submit it, how we are getting this type of output. See, here I am connecting with Google front-end page. That Google front-end page is connecting to server, server connecting to database. Here in this time, what happened here, whenever we click on the search option, our data will be submitted to server. Here, so once I click on the search option, so I can submit my data. So here I am clicking on the submit button. Here I clicked on the submit button. My data will be submitted to server. So to create that input elements, to create that particular input elements, we use HTML4 and 5. To create content of the web page, we use HTML programming. Here hypertext markup language. It is a hypertext markup language. It is mainly used for creating content of web page. Content of web page, we can create it with this HTML. Here main usage of HTML here, content of web page, we can create it with this HTML. HTML creates content part. Content means not only the paragraph content, it can create div tag, images, audios, videos, input element, text boxes, buttons, radio buttons. These all we are going to create it with this HTML. Okay, here if you check this output, here this is one application. Under that, every time it will ask you for registration. Whoever student are registered here, their data it is maintaining here. Okay, so if I click on download report, registration report, it will download that number of registration. But this number of registrations they are maintaining for this particular class, how many students are registered, that information I can write it here. That information I'm writing here. Whatever, how many students are available, those all students information I'm getting from database. So how many students are registered for this link, the data will store it in database. That data we can access it from our programming. So here main usage of front-end programming here, whenever we click on submit button, our data is submitting to server. So whenever it is submitted to server, so we'll get that server data, we'll submit our data, we'll get that output. This type of interactions you can observe in every HTML page. Every web page, you can see that type of output. So it always connected to database. Okay, here you can see that execution. So many tags are there. Yesterday I showed that doc type HTML head and body. Every HTML page, if you right click and inspect element, just right click and go for inspect element. There you can find it every time. You can find it like this. Here doc type HTML head and body tag I'm using here. So now you can see that doc type here HTML is a root tag. We can write it here head tag and body tag. Here we are writing here head tag and body tag. So doc type here it is a document type. What type of document I'm using here, that is doc type. And this HTML completely a tag based programming. Here tags are nothing but it's an instruction to the browser. We are giving instruction to the browser in the form of tags. Here HTML completely tag based programming. Tag is nothing but instruction to the browser. We are giving instruction to the browser in the form of tags. Here these tags are here pair and unpair. Two types of tags we have. We have pair tags, we have unpaired tags. So here if I use that pair tag, how it will display. If I use unpaired tag, how it will display, we'll discuss. Here as of now, here we are writing, it is completely a tag based programming. Everything we are writing with the tags. Here under this tags, here doc type HTML. Doc type is a document type. Every HTML page you can see with starting with the doc type. See, if I show you Google page or a Facebook page or a Twitter page, every web page will start with doc type. Here this is Google page. When you right click and inspect element here, here itself you can see that doc type HTML. See doc type HTML tag, head tag and body tag. Okay, here doc type HTML tag, head tag and body tag. Here doc type, here document type, HTML tag, head tag and body tag. Here document type, what type of document I am creating here, that is doc type. Here we are using here doc type. HTML is a root tag. We can write head tag, we can write body tag. Okay, here head tag and body tag we are writing here. So under this head tag, we can write our HTML page. We can execute our code. Okay, here if I don't write the body tag, just I am removing that body tag. See, you cannot see any content in the web page. Refresh. Here I'm removing that head tag here. See, I am removing that head tag. See how that output is displaying. If I don't write the head tag, that output will come like this. UX is different, UI is different. Here we are discussing web UI here. UI is a user interface. UX time, that is related with the frame, wireframes, Figma concept. We'll learn different. Okay, here UI is a user interaction. UX is the user experience. So user experience is different, user interface is different. This is one interface. We are providing one buttons, text boxes, radio buttons, all we are creating with this UI programming. Okay, here if I don't write the head section, that output will come like this. Okay, this type of output you can see in a web page. This type of output you can see in the web page if I don't write the head tag. So not only this one, here in this go to training, it is showing that list of results. Here in this go to training, it is showing here all the list of training students, how many students are available. It is giving like this. Here this time, here how many students are available, it is giving here. Just if you right click and inspect element here, here now you can see that execution of that code. Here I can show you that output here. See, every time it is doc type. See, doc type, HTML tag, head tag and body tag. Here doc type, here document type. What type of document I am using here, that is doc type. Here what type of document I am using here, that is doc type. We are writing here HTML tag, we are writing here body tag. Head tag is used to write header information. Body tag is used to write body content of the application. Okay, here itself we are writing here head tag and then body tag. Head tag is used to write header information. Body tag is used to write body content of the application. So this way I'm writing here head and body. Here HTML tag is mainly used for creating content part. Here under that, if I remove that head, see, I'm removing that head part here. See, output will come like this. So if I don't write the head tag, that output will come like this. This type of output you can see in the application when I write head tag. When I remove head tag, it will show you this type of output. This way we can execute our program when we write here head tag and then body tag. Okay. Here we are writing any HTML page. Every HTML page we write our code like this. Next we are writing here head tag and body tag we are writing here. With that we can execute our code. Next, here go to the next head tag, body tag. Here every HTML page completely tag based programming. Here this tag based programming tag is nothing but it's an instruction to the browser. We can give instruction to the browser in the form of tags. This tag name we write and we'll close that tag name like this. This comes under one is pair tag. Okay. Here how to write that second one? Here unpaired tag. Here unpaired tag we write the tag name and we'll close the tag like this. This is unpaired tag. Here we are writing here pair and unpair. We'll discuss elaborately what is HTML in future. Here, but every HTML page we always starts with, here every HTML page we always starts with doc type. Here every application, any application, just right click and observe that code. Every application starts with doc type HTML. Here HTML root tag and head tag and body tag. Here head tag and body tag we can write it. Okay. Here under this head I can write it here style tag and script tag. Style tag we use it for CSS code and script tag we use it here for JavaScript code. Okay. Here next inside this body tag. Here inside this body tag I'm writing here. Here I'm writing here head and body. Now I'm writing here inside this body tag. If I write any code. Here inside this body, if I write any code that is related to total HTML 4 and 5 tags. Okay. Here inside the style tag, whatever code I'm going to write it, that is CSS 2 and 3. Whatever code I'm going to write it in this CSS part, that is CSS 2 and 3 code, I'm going to write it inside the style tag. We have other ways of writing the code, but mainly we write it like this. Script tag, here we are using here script tag. Script tag is mainly used for writing JavaScript code. Here JavaScript code, we can write it for the HTML page by using script. Okay. Here we are using here script tag. Even though no problem, it is suit for you. MD Khan, it's suit for you, no problem, even if you don't know any programming. Why? Because it is completely tag based programming. Everything you learn it with the tags only. So everything will be whatever you write, that only it will give output. There is no much programming here. Again, no need of any prerequisite for this course. Even if you know what is, even if you don't know computer, mouse, keyboard also, no problem, you can join for this course. You can learn everything here from scratch to development level. All you can understand. Yeah, here we are in this code that is involving 3 topics here: HTML topics, CSS and JavaScript. Here we can write it here jQuery, Ajax, like that. All codes we write it with a script tag. Here with the script tag only we are going to write jQuery code, Ajax code. Here jQuery code we can write it with the script tag. Ajax code also we write it with the script tag. Okay. Here jQuery is an external library of JavaScript. JavaScript is a client side programming. we can write client-side and server-side programmings. Server-side programmings are Java, .NET, PHP, all comes under server-side programming. Here, client-side programming, only client can execute that programs. Then we call it as client-side programming. Here itself, we can write it here. jQuery, Ajax, all comes under client-side programmings. Here it is client-side programming. You can understand how to create that client application. Okay. Here JavaScript. Here JavaScript is a client-side programming. So only browser can execute that programs. Here browser executable programming. Here browser executable programming, we call it as client-side scripting language. Here client-side scripting language, here browser executable programming. So something we are going to learn it in JavaScript that can be executable only by the browser. Next, jQuery, here it's an external library of JavaScript. Here jQuery, here it is a external. It is also a JavaScript. It's an external library of JavaScript. External library of JavaScript, we call it as jQuery. So like that, you will learn everything. Each and every topic of our course, I'll explain to you. Tomorrow session, my plan is I want to continue with each topic one example. Okay. One example. Each topic one example. I'll explain to you. HTML 4 and 5. How to execute. What will be the output? CSS 2 and 3. What will be the output? Here JavaScript. What will be the output? Here jQuery. If I use jQuery, how the output will come? Here I'll show you different jQuery websites already using jQuery here. If you check that jQuery cycle.js, yesterday I showed that different slideshow of images. Fading, turn down, fade in, shuffling. Like this type of effect we can show to the user. See, this is shuffling effect. This is zooming effect. This is fading effect. Here similar way curtain X, turn down. Here curtain X. Here scroll right. These all effects we can show to the user by this. Here these all effects we can show to the user. Shuffling, zooming, fading, all these effects we can create it with our jQuery. With our jQuery we can create these all types of effects. Okay. Here next we are going to the here different websites where we are using attractive user interface. Blink.com. So use Blink or use Blink me, something will be there. Here in that you can see that web page. Here use Blink.com or use Blink.com or go.in, something will be there. Here see, here a video will be played. See here how the video. See when I go down, see how the content is coming up. See, I'm going down. See, content is coming up. And when I move my mouse, no change. Here, 3D rotation of image. See, here onwards. Here there is no mouse movement. But here, little bit down. Here, down, scan. Scan goes here. See, now here, scan. Normally it is black color background, white color screen. But when you mouse over here, you can see that output will be like this. Here that scan output is coming like this. Okay. This way. Here this way we can show all our output for our program. Here we are using here scan output. We can display to the user like this. Okay. Here scan goes here. This way we can show our execution for our program. Okay. Here next, see content, all small images are moving. Here bottom one more. See how the content is displayed. These all we can create it with our web UI programming. We'll learn one by one each and every topic. Monday to Friday, I'll take topic sessions. Every Saturday, I'll take project session. That's it for today. Tomorrow, I'll show you with examples of each topic what I'm going to cover you in our course. Okay? That's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow at 8:30. 8:30 only I'll join tomorrow. 8:30 I'll continue your class. Thank you.